Hey there, what's up everyone? It's SEONN the producer, yeah? And I'm currently on the go as usual. Today I want to be looking into another application and yeah, hope this video is helpful. Alright, let's get to it. Whoosh! So I got recently inspired by a thread on the audiobus community where a lot of people wondered why Gadget 2 was sort of forgotten about. But I also realized that as much as I use Gadget 2, I think the last time I actually used it was in December of last year when I was testing out how to map it with my Novation controller. And after that, I think I just went into other applications. But that's not what today's video is about. I wanted to give Gadget 2 a go because I hadn't looked at it in so long. I think the last time that I looked at Gadget 2, like way before I started the iOS channel, Gadget was the second dot I got early on my iOS journey. Like I started out with Garageband, but then I got a little bit bored of the sound and then I switched to Gadget 2 and I loved the sounds. It took me a while to get used to the Ableton style grid workflow. What made me actually switch was because I was working on a project and I forgot to save. And everything I had done on that project was just gone. So that's something to mention. Whenever you're doing a project, whether it's in Gadget 2 or GarageBand, ensure to save. Because you don't want to run into a situation where you lose the hard work you've already spent time working on. Gadget 2 is an application that follows a groovebox pattern, where a lot of the sounds you need to make a song is stored directly in the application. Gadget 2 comes in a free version, which is Gadget 2, the LE. The LE gives you 3 specific gadgets. It gives you the London, it gives you Dublin, and it gives you the Marseille. The London is a drum module that makes use of a fixed amount of samples and allows you to customize what you want to put in each of the 8 drum pads. The Dublin follows a matter, it's a synthesizer. It's good at making a lot of thick bass sounds, and it has a little bit of modular synthesis in there if you look through the menu there. And the Marseille is the keyboard, but it gives you quite a lot of presets. So you got presets for bass, for synths, for strings. It's actually one of like my favorite keyboards directly in Gadget 2. On the LE version, it only gives you 3 gadgets you can have. Now you can unlock a few more gadgets in the LE version if you have a COG Nano key controller. I'll put the link somewhere here in this video as to the controllers are compatible, which can unlock a few extra gadgets if you're looking to have an idea of what Gadget 2 can do before you actually make the purchase. One thing I really like about the Gadget 2, the LE version, as a groovebox is it's easily customizable. It gives you control over the automation, similar to what you find in Groovebox, where you can actually record the knobs that you're moving around. It gives you quite a lot of other intense features there, where you can change the effects of each of this gadget or module. Each gadget directly in Gadget 2 is completely unique in what it can do, so that you don't really find too much overlapping in a lot of it. I personally think that Gadget 2 is a good app. It's a good app to get a good idea of Gadget if you're looking for an all-in-one solution and you don't really want to worry so much about AUV3 or inter-app audio applications. Not saying you can't make it work, but the premise of it is similar to Groovebox. It's similar to Reason Compact. The sounds you make in these applications serve as the inspiration point for you to do so much more. So yeah, so I took the challenge. I haven't opened up Gadget in a while, and I wanted to see what I could come up in about an hour on the go when working with Gadget. So let's see how far I went. Let's give it a go. So this project involved using 2 of the Marseille keyboards. The main keyboard I used here for the sounds was the Whirly piano. It had a good bass line and it had some good pads to be able to make simple chords. And I actually did this on the go, so you're just watching the process of me selecting sounds until I actually selected the Whirly piano. To be able to play similar to regular piano, it's important to set the scale on Gadget 2. You can change the scale steps so that it looks like a regular piano, or you can change the key so that it plays to the particular key you're looking for, which is exactly what I did here. Once I had played it directly, the next step was just to adjust the MIDI notes. Gadget 2 has a really nice MIDI interface that allows you to be able to edit it in different sections. Once this part was done, the next one was to get the synth sound. I made use of the fifth saw and I added a few different effects like a pumping sound to give it a bit of a rise and fall feeling as I'm playing it. And I also added a bit of a time delay on the second effect of the Marseille keyboard. I gave it this sort of, I don't know how to describe it, but it just sounded nice, so I just went with it. The last part was the drums, and for the drums I made use of the auto drummer feature in Gadget 2 by tapping on that circle with the square. You can actually select different drum patterns to make something really interesting, and so that's what I did. The last part was to duplicate and arrange and create some sort of song structure so I can have something to work with. It just involved adding and removing the different sections I had already made. Maybe adding a few more dynamic bass lines, adding a different lead, all directly through the same keyboard. So let's take a look. We're going to look into the final result now. So where am I at right now with Gadgets? So I want to look further into the full version and make a bit more videos on it. So I don't know if it's going to be this video coming up this coming week or next week, but I definitely want to make another video looking into Gadget and seeing how I can be able to improve the way I work with Gadget. Honestly, from the little I did, and the fact that I can use Gadget on an iPhone and an iPad, I think it's time I should get back into Gadget. Now, will it replace Amplified Groovebox in my workflow? That remains to be seen, honestly. But, anyways, let's just have fun with the process, honestly. This has been SEONN. Hope you have a good one, everyone. Wish.